Structure Scan 3D is the future of fishing. We can show you how to find fish faster and catch fish in a way you've never experienced. Let's get them.
Bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since.
Welcome back, folks. We're going to go live in 75 seconds. 75 seconds to the crowd of hundreds.
That's why you choose Lucas Oil
We're labeling
Marine
this the
products
return
to protect
of Gary
them.
Dobyns.
Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine products, because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
Launching a Ranger aluminum boat that's cut full of holes may sound a little crazy, but with so much closed-cell foam inside, it's easy to see the added safety and stability. It's a huge confidence booster, especially with so much quality inside, along with Evinrude E-Tech's unrivaled performance and 300 hours with no dealer scheduled maintenance. Ranger aluminum is built to excel and priced to be yours.
Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
Welcome back to Wild West Bass Live Championship Sunday here at Lake Havasu. I'm Craig Gottwals, and for those of you who are the avid viewers, the thousands and thousands of texts and tweets and Facebooks we get, he's back by popular demand. One day later, 24 short hours, we're going to label this episode of Wild West Bass the return of Gary Dobyns. As we talked about yesterday, Gary, I explained to our adoring fans here that you decided after the blast-off you were going to make a lifestyle change. A lifestyle change. He was moving.
I did make a lifestyle change.
Moving to San Francisco. He was going to live in the Haight-Ashbury. It only lasted one day. Gary came back after one day in San Francisco. How did that city treat you, Gary?
Well, my hotel room treated me pretty well yesterday with my heater on high, all the covers off of two beds on me, and I was still sitting there shivering and about to shake to death. I mean, I've never been so sick in my life. I don't know whether you poisoned me or what, but I mean, it was bad. And today I'm alive and kicking, and I'm just weak as a wet noodle, but I'm here.
Well, special thanks to our local pro staffer, Mr. Shane Moline, who filled in admirably. He gave us a little local flavor. I mean, he's a 20-year pro in this area from Arizona. He's fished all over the country, and he gave us a little flavor of Lake Havasu in your absence, bud.
You know, he's one of our best anglers. I mean, he's very, very knowledgeable, and thankfully we had him to fill in for me yesterday, because I promise you there's no way in the world I could have been here. Shane's been a big help through this event. He couldn't fish this event. He got between boats, and he had to work on Friday, so he did not get to fish. If he would have, I mean, he took second this event last year. He would have been an angler to contend with. He's a phenomenal angler, and he saved my bacon yesterday.
Yeah, he was great to have. He was an incredible help. Pre-game show, weigh-in, afterwards, everything. So thank you much, Shane. I know we'll see you running around here today and helping us out some more. We've talked a lot about this fishery, this town, the lake, some of the statistics about the lake, but today is Championship Sunday, folks. We know you want to hear how the anglers are doing and whether or not they're catching them and how they're catching them, right? And this is when we do that. We can spill all the beans now. We don't have to hold anything back. Good day. Good day.
Very good day. Our anglers are catching them. You know, some of the guys are struggling. Some of the guys are catching them really easy. You know, it laid down. We got flat conditions today where we've been dealing with 20, 25 mile an hour wind, and You know, today it is just glass. I mean, there's just no wind at all. And the guys are having to make some adjustments, and some of the guys are pulling off, fishing farther out off of points in deeper water, and some of the guys are going in and straight up looking for them and catch them in the shallows in the clear water.
Yeah, I should probably start right off by going right through our top 10 again, like we always do here at Wild West Bass Live. So on the pro side, coming into today, we had 10 pounds of separation from 1st to 10th place. And that may sound like a lot, but remember, we had an 8.6-pound fish come across the scales yesterday. So really, anybody in the top 10 is still alive to win this event, right?
Technically, yes, but that's a pretty good, 10 pounds is a lot of weight.
We're building drama for the TV show, Mr. Dobbins.
I know, but I'm a bass fisherman, and if I got a 10-pound lead, I'm a pretty happy customer. So.
All right, go ahead and tune out now. We're done. No, I'm kidding. Let's go through, all right, then talk to me about this, my friend. We've got a 5 3/4 pound spread between 1st and 2nd place. Insurmountable?
Oh, absolutely not, and absolutely not. I mean, you're not going to do it with one fish probably, but it's nothing on this lake to catch a couple of back-to-back 5-pounders or catch a 7 and a 4 or something like that and make a gigantic move. Very, very possible. You know, and especially a lot of times when these fish are coming up to spawn, a lot of times you may have a 7 or 8 pound female, but she's going to have a good buck with her too, or a couple of good bucks with her. So it's not unusual to catch a 3 and a 4 and an 8 off of one bed. That's just what happens this time of year. So absolutely not. This game is not over.
All right. So let's go through it. Our leader after day 1, he has led both after day 1 and day 2. He is leading coming into today, the 3rd day at Championship Sunday. And that's Mark Williams out of Lake Havasu City, Arizona, here locally. He had a 2-day total of 39.22. In 2nd place, right on his heels, an angler that's got to make him nervous, a local angler as well from Lake Havasu City. That's Justin Kerr. Justin's got 33.51. His fan club is already in attendance. Justin is not only sitting in 2nd today, he was 2nd at Lake Mojave, our last Pro-Am a month ago.
Yeah, Justin is someone you don't ever want chasing you. I mean, I wanted to kill him a couple years ago in the U.S. Open because he actually, I mean, I got the guys in front of me, but I let that Justin slip up and catch me. He passed me, and I finished 2nd to him in the Open. You don't want Justin Kerr behind you. I mean, you want him distant behind you. You don't want him anywhere close.
No, and we're just going to give a little taste test right now. Justin is catching these fish. We watched him catch them. I'm going to let Gary talk about that in just a moment. 3rd place, gentleman who comes out of Northern California. He hails from the great town of Oakdale, California. He took 6th at Lake Mojave. He's had a lot of top finishes with us here on the Wild West Bass Trail already. He's got 32.17 coming into the day, and that's Randy Pearson.
You know, the thing about Randy is he's not like a desert lake fisherman. I mean, he's a NorCal fisherman, and he's supporting us and following the trail. The thing about Randy is he's just straight up a tournament bass fisherman, and that's what you get with Randy Pearson. Even if he had them in, he had never seen Mojave. He got 1 day of practice, and yet he made the top 10. He's just, like I said, a tournament bass fisherman, and a mighty good one.
Yep. Sitting in 4th place, this gentleman, if you turned in punctually right at 2:35 to watch this show, and you were a little bit perturbed with us because we were just a couple moments behind that time frame, this gentleman is the reason we are late. He is the one to blame. He has also absolutely put a hurting on your Lake Havasu bass today. He came in 4th place with 31.27. He's from Apple Valley, California, and that's Jason Akins.
You know, Jason is fishing really well. He's got a really good bag of fish. I mean, a really good bag of fish. And he's sitting right on top of 4.5 pounder that's not leaving and spinning around. And he's got 30 minutes. When we left him, he had 30 minutes to catch that 4.5 pound fish. If he catches it, it's going to be real interesting.
That's absolutely true. Another gentleman who comes from Northern California in 5th place, Robert Lee. Robert has 30.81 pounds coming into today. He calls Angels Camp, California home. Robert Lee is a largemouth specialist. I know he catches them all, but he loves the largemouth. He catches largemouth everywhere. He loves to focus on these lakes. He was our biggest mover, right? We talked about that this morning. He came out of 17th place to move himself into 5th, Gary. What do you think?
The thing with Robert is Robert's that class guy. He never lies. He never even stretches the truth. And when he says, I burned up my fish, I'm not even going back there tomorrow, it's not a joke. He feels that he burned up his fish yesterday, and today's a pre-fish day for Robert. That could be good, that could be bad, but I tell you, I don't never bet against Robert Lee either. I mean, the guy's another awesome tournament fisherman. I swear the guy has just got ice water running through his veins. He just doesn't get that excited. One of the best fish catches I've ever seen on camera in my life was Robert catching a 10.5 pounder at the Delta. The best camera footage I've ever seen. He's just a stud tournament fisherman.
Yeah, and coming into in sixth place coming into the day, another one of these guys who's been so consistent, catching bass, catching good limits everywhere we go. He's from Arizona. He took 5th place at our Mojave event last month. That's Ty Au, who's coming into the day with 30.38 pounds out of Glendale.
You know, my buddy Ty, I like to rip on him and give him a hard time, but that guy just catches fish everywhere he goes. And I tell you, the thing is, he's following the Wild West Bass Trail, and so he's having to fish a lot of waters that he has not fished before. And I'm not talking about Lake Havasu, but like Lake Mead and up north. But Ty catches them, and he catches them always. And he's, I'll be honest with you, he's a lot better angler than what I first thought when I was talking to him. He is a really good angler. He just catches fish everywhere he goes, and he's been catching them, and he was actually the first guy with a limit this morning, anchored with a 4+ pound fish, and that was way early. So he's gonna have them, no doubt about it.
He's had all day to upgrade those fish. 7th place out of Gilbert, Arizona as well, Patrick Whitaker. Patrick has 30.06 pounds today. We watched him fish a little bit as well, didn't we?
Yeah, Patrick's throwing a nail-weighted rig. He's fishing out in front of the spawning coves. He's catching fish. He just isn't catching good fish today. That's Patrick, but that could change. We didn't see him for the last couple of hours, and these smallies are really moving in right now. I mean, that's Justin Kerr he's putting a hurt on them right now. They're moving in, and he's catching them, and he's not doing what I figured he would do or what he told me he was going to do today. He made an adjustment on the water. He lost one, then he caught one, then he caught another one, and it was a complete game changer. He is not going to fish what he's been doing.
Well,
in this
you
event.
just switched anglers on me, Gary. We're not through the time. Gary just switched from Patrick Whitaker back to Justin Kerr in second place, didn't he?
My bad.
That's
But
okay.
the thing about
Don't
it
wanna
is
confuse the folks.
Patrick is basically fishing the same kind of stuff that Justin is.
They're right near each other.
They're not that far apart, and he's fishing for those fish that are going to be moving in, and so he just needs a couple of good bites. That's it.
Yeah.
He's catching them. He just isn't. He's actually catching as many fish as anybody we have on the water. He's just not catching the ones that he really needs.
Yeah. Now we got a bit of a wild card in 8th place. Somebody that we don't have much information on today, but I'll tell you what. He's our Northern California Angler of the Year from last year. He's another guy who consistently seems to be near the top of our standings. He's out of Orinda, California. He had 29.81 coming into the day, and that's Jason Cordiali. Now, Jason, just to make sure you know this, and I think you do, he had a good day yesterday. He moved from 10th up to 8th. He pulled me aside after the weigh-in and said, Craig, if it calms down tomorrow, I see him. I'm on him, and I see him, and I'm going to get him tomorrow. And the only update we have on Jason was that early he had already boated a 4-pounder very early in the day, and we've had cell service challenges. We don't know what's to come.
Yeah, Jason is one of the anglers that we just really don't know about. I'll tell you this, he's a smart fisherman. His worst finish last year with us in the Pro-Ams was 8th place, and he was our Angler of the Year. He had a great year last year, and that's no accident. If you win Angler of the Year titles, that's not a fluke. I mean, you're fishing good all year. He had a 4-pounder really early this morning. We kind of lost touch with him, so we really don't know the deal on Jason. But I tell you what, if he's confident, he's looking at him, and he's confident about it, I'd be worried about Jason.
Yeah, I would too. In 9th place out of Phoenix, Arizona with 29.68, we have Daniel Elias. And then rounding out the top 10 out of Boise, Idaho with 29.66, 10th place is Russ Barger. Anything jump out about either of those two anglers, Gary?
Well, I never got to see Daniel on the water. I just really don't know a whole lot about what Daniel's doing. Russ is a long-time tournament fisherman. I mean, he's fished back in the West Coast Bass days, and he's been fishing. I mean, I've fished against Russ for 20-plus years. He comes out of Idaho. Let me tell you, those Idaho fishermen are tough. I mean, they are tough wherever they go. I mean, I'll remember the first BASS tournament I ever fished. and they had 26 guys out of Idaho made that top 50 money. It was those guys, they fish so much different water, they have to make so many adjustments that they're just flat great fishermen. So I mean, Russ made a move yesterday. It wouldn't surprise me to see him make another move today.
Before we get into more specifics with our top 10 here, and some of the guys that we know are actually catching them, and some of the guys that, as of a little bit ago, we're having a hard time catching them. Let's run through the co-anglers very quickly. First place on the co-angler side out of Galt, California, Nick Welton. Nick had $22.97 coming into the day. Second place, Michael Lillibridge with $22.72 coming into the day. He's out of Corona, California. Third place, 17 years old, Josh Reed. He is the only co-angler out of our top 10 who has actually weighed 2 limits, 10 fish each over the 2 days, 5 fish per day, which is a pretty great accomplishment for a co-angler. He's got 21.35, and he's out of Payson, Arizona. Jim Herrero's in 4th place. He's got 20.79 out of Kingman, Arizona. 5th place is Michael Goodyear. He's got 20.22 out of Mesa, Arizona. Jesse Parks is sitting in 6th place. He took 3rd at Lake Mojave in our tournament. He's got 19.54 pounds, and he comes from Avondale, Arizona. 8th place is Vincent Alcantara. He's got 18.29. He comes out of Glendale, Arizona. We just saw Vince not too long ago. Sitting in 9th place, an angler who is newer to the sport. He travels with Ty Au. Good guy, good fisherman. He had a limit early today, so he could be making a big move. He's out of Wilcox, Arizona. He had 17.52, and that's Jacob Scholl. 10th place, Michael Naddison with 16.44 out of San Diego, California. We saw him midway through the day, and he did not yet have a keeper. Tough day for Michael. Anything jump out at you at just going through those coves, Gary?
Well, there's going to be a big shakeup there. I mean, one person that I didn't see today was Nick Welton.
Yeah.
I did not find Nick today. Some of the guys are struggling, and some of the guys are catching them. So it's gonna be a big move around. But I tell you, several of these co-anglers have got really good fish. I mean, quality-wise. So it's gonna be pretty interesting. There's only there's not a lot of limits on the co-angler side right now, but there's a lot of good quality fish.
So as we spoke about over this week a little bit, we're going to be giving away just under $100,000. It's $97,000 and change, if I remember correctly, Gary. These guys are taking home a big purse of money here today. Some people took home a little bit of money yesterday, obviously, as we paid out 10th through 11th through 19th on the pro side. Today we pay out the top 10 on both sides. It's going to be a big payout day. It's going to be a big exciting day.
The thing that's going to be exciting is a couple of anglers are struggling and a couple of anglers are doing really well. So there's going to be a big shakeup, and our anglers are actually coming in right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really interesting way, and this thing is long ways from being over.
Yeah, let's get right into talking about what's going on. I mean, we've got some surprises for you, but you know what? It's going to have to wait until after these fantastic words from our sponsors, because I've just been given the cue. But after this break, we're going to talk top anglers, who's catching them and who's not. We'll be right back.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
Bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine Products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine Products, because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
Launching a Ranger aluminum boat that's cut full of holes may sound a little crazy, but with so much closed-sail foam inside, it's easy to see the added safety and stability. It's a huge confidence booster, especially with so much quality inside, along with Evinrude E-Tech's unrivaled performance and 300 hours with no dealer scheduled maintenance. Ranger aluminum is built to excel and priced to be yours.
Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
Structure Scan 3D is the future of fishing. We can show you how to find fish faster and catch fish in a way you've never experienced. Let's get them.
Welcome back to Wild West Bass Trail Live. I'm Craig Gottwals. This is Gary Dobbins. We are labeling this episode of the pregame show The Return of Gary Dobbins.
You know, you keep this up, I might reach over and give you a kiss, buddy.
I'll
give you the kiss of
death.
No,
whatever horrific flu you have, my friend, I want no part of that. We can see our top 10 pros and co's. They're starting to come on in. They're starting to put their boats on the trailers. We're going to have this weigh-in pretty soon. But you guys tune in early because you want to know what's going on. And we're about to tell you what's going on. Our leader, Mark Williams, absolutely caught the fire out of these fish here this weekend. He had 20.17 pounds on day one. He had 19.05 pounds on day two. He's catching those fish on a crankbait. He's catching them early. He's not catching a lot of fish, but he's catching the right ones, Gary. What's happening to Mark today? We got to know.
Well, the first day he caught 6 fish. The second day he caught 8 fish. And today he's struggling. He feels like he's moved from his area. He's completely abandoned where he's been catching them. And he's struggling a bit. I mean, he's got fish, but he's struggling a bit, and he's leaving the door open. I mean, he's got a really good chance to win because he's got a big lead, but I tell you, it's not going to be a runaway.
He's left that door open, hasn't he?
He's left that door wide open.
You know, one of the things he's done, too, one of the areas he spent some time today was an area that another angler in our top 10 had sat on for a day and a half and really worked those fish over. That angler left. And then when later on in the day, Mark Williams came in and sat right up on that point. So,
yeah, Mark's fished in an area that he thinks, has got a lot of fish on it, and he can't realize that another angler has been fishing it for a day and a half and took a lot of good fish off of it. So, yeah. I'm sure it was a backup spot for him, and it's gonna be real interesting. Of course, when we left him, he still had plenty of time to catch and cull.
That's true. I mean, it was an hour ago, 45 minutes ago, not very long. We were on the water pretty late today.
Yeah, but the bite has really got a lot stronger.
Yes.
The later it's got, the bite has got stronger for our anglers.
Just in our commercial break, we had cameramen coming up here to tell us they saw another big cull out of who, Gary? Who's culling big?
Boy, I'll tell you, man. Justin Kerr, he's just a phenomenal angler. He had a little bit of a screw up that was on him today. He had a loose drag and he lost a big smallmouth. He just didn't get a good hook penetration. But other than that, he's lost some fish. He lost some big fish, but it's just bad luck. His mechanics are perfect. They're flawless. I mean, we watched him catch a big smallmouth, perfect hook set. I mean, just his techniques and mechanics are awesome. He just had that one slip up with backed his drag off when he was fighting a bigger fish and he forgot to tighten it back up. I mean, it just happens. But he's catching them, and he abandoned what he was going to do the last hour of the day, and he stayed in that area, and he's catching them, and he's continued to catch them.
So we did an update on the water for the TV show about, it was maybe 1 o'clock, something like that, 12:30. And we can just tell you, without spoiling anything, because that, there was still 2 hours to fish anyway at that point in time. Effectively, based upon who had what at that moment in time, Justin Kerr and Mark Williams were probably pretty close to tied.
Yeah, but they weren't the only ones either.
They weren't the only
down
ones.
the list, and there's a couple more guys with big bags.
Who was the other one that we think was probably tied at that point, Gary?
Jason was close.
Jason Akins.
Jason Akins was close, and he was sitting right on top of a hot 4.5-pound fish that was spinning around his bait. And if he's got enough time, he's going to catch it. And then, boy, oh boy, it's going to be really interesting.
Now, another guy that I'm not skipping over him on purpose, fan club, because the fan club comes to see him every time, and that's Randy Pearson, who's sitting in third place.
You know, Randy is that quiet gentleman that you just don't, you just don't pick Randy out of a crowd every time till he comes to the scales and lays a big old bag of fish on you. But Randy was catching him. He's catching them early, and I just don't know where he's setting exactly, but I know he's got fish, and he had fish early, so he had all day to call.
So Randy's going to be a bit of a wild card coming to the scales, folks. Sorry to keep you in suspense, but we just don't know. We haven't heard recently where he's at. The Randy Pearson fan club, they travel well. They're like Steeler fans. Or Cowboy fans, as the case may be. We also got a bit of intel. If you watched yesterday, you know that Shane Moline and I did some picks, some prognostication, just who do we think could have come out of the top 10 to win this event. Shane picked Troy Linder. Troy went up to 13th, but he's not here today. My pick, coming out of 17th place, was Robert Lee. Robert did not let me down. He came in with a huge bag yesterday, 1641. Put him into 5th place today. What's Robert doing out there, Gary?
Well, Robert started the first 2 days up the river, and he's flipping. And, I mean, that's one of Robert's strengths. He loves it. But Robert's a well-rounded, long-time tournament angler. And when he figures that he fished an area out, he made the decision to not go back. So he came to the main lake today, and basically started pre-fishing. He's got 5 rods on the deck throwing, tons of different baits. And, we know that he had a limit early and a couple of decent fish. So he's, whatever practicing he was doing today, he got something going and he figured it out. And when he got the limit early, Robert's a guy. He's just going to keep rolling.
And then circling back to 6th place, Ty Al. We also got some information on Ty, don't we, Gary?
Ty had a good limit early. He had a good limit early with one really, really good fish. I'd call it a big fish. Rumor has it he caught another big fish later in the day, and he was setting really stout first thing this morning. He's our first angler with a limit, and when you start strong, you usually finish strong. I mean, when you get that confidence rolling, it just doesn't fail you very often. So Ty is, if he actually really does have 2 big ones, who knows? He might have 3 or 4 or 5 big ones by now.
Yeah, one of the things we spoke about this morning in preparation for this event and this weigh-in was confidence. I mean, we've got 3 anglers sitting here in our top 10 who I just think, Gary, they've got to be – they're on a roll, man. If we look at Ty Al, Randy Pearson, and Justin Kerr, these guys are on a roll. Talk to me about that.
I tell you, confidence is such a huge factor in fishing. I mean, I can't even really explain it, but you can't explain that point guard that drops 3-pointer after 3-pointer after 3-pointer, playing basketball. When you're fishing good and you're making good decisions, good things happen to you. And it's very, very hard to explain, but your confidence is rolling and you're going to make a cast. You just know that there's a fish there and you're going to get bit. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've actually called a fish. I'm going to catch one right there, and I do. It's just your confidence is rolling. It's very, very hard to explain, but those 3 guys are fishing with a lot of confidence right now.
Yeah, he's a little bit Gary's a little bit creepy that way. I fished a tournament with him a couple months ago on his home lake of Lake Oroville, and we weren't doing very well with only about an hour and a half left in the day. We were throwing little worms and grubs, and we had a nice limit, but we weren't going to be cashing a check. And Gary said, "You know what? I know better than this. These conditions, this time of year, I know the bank I need to go throw an A-rig on." Gary went to that bank. We put a 3.5 and a 5-pound spotted bass in, or it was 5 pounds of largemouth, right?
5 pounds of largemouth.
We put them both in the boat in the last 45 minutes and ended up taking 2nd in that tournament. It's a little creepy how he does that.
When you're fishing with confidence, you just make good decisions. I call it fishing by your gut. And I think all good tournament fishermen have that. It's just if you follow it or not. And when you're fishing good, you follow your gut instincts. I always say if you think about something, you should go do it. There was a reason that popped into your mind. And that's what's going on. When you're fishing with a lot of confidence, like some of these guys are right now, they really can't do a whole lot wrong. And they're catching them.
Yeah. Folks, we're getting close. We can feel the anglers coming. I see the boats coming up out of the water. I see people staging around here. The time
has almost come. A few moments, we'll be right back.
I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
Is there a place where the underwater images are the clearest you've ever seen? We're seeing every fish, we're seeing every detail of structure, and where every bottom contour was visible, where whatever you wanted to see below the surface was real. Do you want to go? StructureScan 3D is the future of fishing. We can show you how to find fish faster and catch fish in a way you've never experienced. Let's get them.
Welcome back to Wild West Bass Live, folks. Thank you for joining us here at Lake Havasu. We're moments away from our weigh-in. As you can see, we've had to say goodbye to Mr. Dobbins again. He's still not sure exactly where he's going, what he's doing. We don't know if we'll get him back. He's been a little flighty lately. No, Gary's fine. He'll be right back. I'm here with a very special guest. Gosh, we appreciate so much this lake, this city. This is council member Gordon Grote from Lake Havasu City. How do you have such a phenomenal lake? I'm so jealous of you.
Well, thank you very much. You know, one of the things, if you were here 35 or 40 years ago, we did pull stripers out of here. We didn't have the kind of world-class bass fishing, but a lot of people came together and said, hey, let's work on our habitat. Let's make sure we have a healthy lake. If you have a healthy fishery, you have a healthy lake. Those two things go hand in hand, and we think it's absolutely fantastic. We're getting world-class bass out of here, and then organizations like Wild West Bass Trail can come in here, and we can have a phenomenal tournament. You know, we had a, 8.5-pounder came out of here yesterday.
864, I think, was the number exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it was great looking
unbelievable.
fish.
That and just 20-pound bags of fish consistently, 18, 19 pound bags of fish. This lake in the 80s was a very tough fishery. It was not easy to catch big fish here, but like you said, this is, look, I am not a big government guy. I'm a small government guy, but I got to tell you, this is a great example of how a city, private organizations, and the federal government can work together. They spent $16 million over 10 years here from 1993 to 2003, planting fish cages, pulling out stripers, planting Christmas trees, and they've made this into like a world-class both largemouth and smallmouth fishery.
It just goes to show what you can do if you're absolutely determined to achieve a goal. And our goal was to have world-class fishing right here in Lake Havasu so we could have great tournaments like Wild West Bass.
And Lake Havasu City does it right, my friend. I was talking to some of our production and our operations staff, and I said, look, we go to 17, 18, 19 cities a year. We go to all these different bodies of water, and I said, what's the absolute easiest one to work with? And guess what they said?
Lake Havasu.
They did. How did you know?
10 out of 10 times.
He's a mind reader.
And not only that, but I can also issue another guarantee. It's a phenomenally easy guarantee to issue here in Lake Havasu. If you come here fishing in this great tournament, it's going to be a beautiful day and you're going to have sunny weather. I can guarantee you it's going to be like that the 1st of April every year.
Well, yeah, it's tropical paradise in the middle of the desert, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's there's nothing like it in the world, actually, and it's phenomenal. We're really honored to have Wild West Bass Trail here. We really love all the fishermen in our community. They really add something special to the community, and of course, it gives us something to strive for when we see these great big heavy fish coming out of here. We're like, wow, if we can catch one like that. So it gives you good reason to want to be back out on the lake more often.
Well, you guys have done such a great job with this fishery. You've been so welcoming to us. We love it. I know our anglers love it. I know that the families and the friends of our anglers love it. I'm sure we'll be back very soon.
Well, I hope so. And of course, obviously, on behalf of the mayor and the council and everybody in Lake Havasu, we love having you here. We invite you here, and we just will do anything we can to try and make your stay better and have a great fishing tournament. And my goodness, it's nothing like it in the world. And I love having WildWestBassTrailHere.com. That's fantastic.
Well, Gordon, thank you so much. It's been a great time here. We're not done yet. Just moments away. We're going to start our weigh-in here in a moment. After our weigh-in, we're gonna crown our champion. We're going to give away this big, beautiful trophy to our pro champion. We've got one just a little smaller than that for our co-champion. And then we're going to head over to the Quality Inn here in town, and we're going to do an awards banquet for all of our anglers. So we invite all of you members of the community and those watching online to come join us.
Hey, we got some good prize money, don't we, Cha-ching?
Oh, yeah, we're giving out over $97,000 today. The first place angler could take home up to $22,000 if they actually run all of the right contingency packages we have.
Wow, that'd be a great day for a fisherman, wouldn't it?
It's a great day indeed, Gordon. Thank you so much. We'll be right back in just a moment. We got big fish coming up.
Thank you.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
Is there a place where the underwater images are the clearest you've ever seen? We're seeing every fish, we're seeing every detail of structure, and where every bottom contour was visible, where whatever you wanted to see below the surface was real. Do you want to go? StructureScan 3D is the future of fishing. We can show you how to find fish faster and catch fish in a way you've never experienced. Let's get them.
Back to Wild West Bass Live. And yes, we have corralled Mr. Dobbins again. He's back. Gary, we're moments away from this weigh-in. You have won 40 fully rigged bass boats. You've cashed dozens and dozens and dozens of checks in tournaments other than those 40. You've fished FLW. You've fished Bassmaster. You've fished the Bassmaster Classic. I'm going to ask you right now on the spot, what is your single favorite fishing accomplishment?
Oh, without a doubt, the U.S. Open. I had way too many second place finishes, just boom, boom, boom. I mean, I was in top 10. I mean, I had a streak there almost every year, and I just couldn't get it done. I just couldn't get it done. Justin Kerr come from behind and beat me one year. John Kerr come behind and beat me another year. I was just very, very hard to win that event. You just can't screw up, and it's 120 degrees. It's hot. It's always a tough fishery, and to win the U.S. Open is really, really special.
Yeah, we got some of our anglers here today, Gary. Some of them, a guy like Robert Lee, if he wins this tournament, it's old hat for him. He's won a bunch of them. But we've got other guys here who have not won a big Pro-Am yet, and this is the beautiful trophy they'll be taking home from Wild West Bass today. What does a win like this, something that could pay out up to $22,000 if they got all the right contingencies, what does that mean for an aspiring pro angler?
Well, it looks really good on a resume for sponsors, for certainly, and and if they can take a good win or a couple of really good finishes, and if they can promote and they can talk a little bit, they can go a long ways. It's we just need our anglers in the West to be a little more educated, and that's what we're trying to do with Wild West Bass Trail. I mean, we're trying to educate them. We're trying to give them a lot of camera time, get them in jerseys, make them a higher level of pro angler than we've ever had in the West Coast.
And I know the anglers love it, Gary. I hear the buzz out there when I'm intermingling with you, especially when you had run down to San Francisco yesterday and abandoned us for a day. Guys, I don't know what's going on, but Gary hasn't hit me once today, so he still must not be feeling 100%.
I'm still pretty weak, but you might get a kiss here pretty soon.
No. I'd rather have you punch me than kiss me at this point. Whatever black demon death bug you had, I do not want.
I promise you don't. Yeah, this is just an awesome fishery, and it comes down to the last day. You got to catch them. You got to catch them 3 days to win a big event like this. You don't get lucky. You've got to catch them. You've got to make adjustments, especially with the last few days like we've had 25-mile-an-hour winds. Clear to slack, dead calm. You got to make adjustments, and you got to catch them. You got to catch them all 3 days.
Well, I know they're almost ready for us over there, Gary. So I'm gonna give you just one more question about that. We talked a lot about adjustments today, yesterday, this morning. We were expecting sight fishing. We got a massive windstorm. Then the wind laid down. Then the wind picked back up. Some of our anglers clearly said to me over and over on the scale, I need the wind to catch my fish. Today we haven't had the wind, but the fish are doing a little bit something different, aren't they?
Well, yeah, with no wind at all, the fish it's harder. It's harder to catch them. Late this afternoon, with these slack conditions of water, it starts heating up really good, and there's been a wave of fish coming in. And as they're coming in, them guys that's fishing out off them long, flat points are catching them, and they're catching them really good. But most of the time with reaction baits, you want that wind. You got to break that light penetration. It's so much easier to fool a fish. If they get a good look at that bait, they know it's fake. They don't eat it. You know, you need that good reaction strike. As it comes by them, they just turn around and eat it automatically. And that's where the wind is such a huge deal. In the desert lakes, it's a far more critical than anywhere else we fish because the water is so clear. You know, anytime you can see, and you know, many of our desert lakes, you can see 25 feet deep. You need wind to catch them. When the wind don't blow, the weights go down.
Yeah, the weights go down. Now, but we saw them fish moving up, didn't we?
We saw fish moving up really good, and the thing about it is, this time of year, there's a large percentage of fish have spawned. They're done and over with, but there's always late. There's always some late spawners, and when it's flat, calm, and the water's as clear as it is here, you can cover a lot of water and find them really, really fast. You can see a long ways. So today, I mean, most of our anglers, I know that they had their eyes glued to the water. They're fishing while they're looking, but they're fishing, and they just got to make their adjustments, and they will, and they did, because we see what they caught.
Did. We know whether it's going to be Mark Williams, Justin Kerr, Randy Pearson, Jason Akins, Robert Lee, Ty Au, Jason Cordiali. I think any of those guys have a shot from what we know so far today, guys. It's going to be exciting, and we're going to do it in just a moment right after this break. See you then.
You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine Products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine Products, because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake. You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine Products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine Products, because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake. You bought her.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
Is there a place where the underwater images are the clearest you've ever seen? We're seeing every fish, we're seeing every detail of structure, and where every bottom contour was visible, where whatever you wanted to see below the surface was real. Do you want to go? Structure Scan 3D is the future of fishing. We can show you how to find fish faster and catch fish in a way you've never experienced. Let's get them.
You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine Products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine Products, because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
Is there a place where the underwater images are the clearest you've ever seen? We're seeing every fish, we're seeing every detail of structure, and where every bottom contour was visible, where whatever you wanted to see below the surface was real. Do you want to go? Structure Scan 3D is the future of fishing. We can show you how to find fish faster and catch fish in a way you've never experienced. Let's get them.
Welcome back to Wild West Bass Live. Thank you guys for joining our weigh-in. We've got our top 10 pro and co-anglers staged off here to the side. Mr. Gary Dobbins will be joining me for this weigh-in. I'm Craig Gottwals. I will be your host for today, and we're going to show you some beautiful fish, and hopefully we're going to show you an exciting finish here today. But we could not do this. We could not have any of these things we have here without our fantastic sponsors, our fantastic host. If you watched the pregame show, that you know that Lake Havasu City, all of the businesses around the lake, it's been wonderful to us, and we can't thank them enough for how great of a host they've been for us. And let's get right into our sponsors. First, I want to start off with A&M Graphics, Costa Sunglasses, Dobbins Rods, E3 Spark Plugs, Evinrude Outboard, Gator Guard, General Tire, Lowrance Electronics, Lucas Oil, Power Pole, Ranger Boats, Super Clean, Gary Yamamoto, P-Line, Protect the Harvest, and Gary Dobbins and Matt Morgan. We love them all. Thank you, guys. Y'all want to see some fish? Look at this. A crowd of hundreds here once again today. You guys are phenomenal. I don't even know. What I call this, 600-700 people? Millions and
Millions on the internet. Wow, we got the most aggressive, amazing cameraman and bass fishing right here working the camera.
We call him Rick the Animal. Let's do it, guys. Let's weigh these fish in. Coming into today, 10th place co-angler. He calls San Diego, California his home. He had 16:44 coming into the day. Michael Nattison. Come on up, Michael. Michael, man, look, it takes a lot of honor, a lot of respect to have no fish and come walking up on this stage. You're in the top 10 for our co-anglers. You're a good angler. We know it. You're a great angler. Tough day, huh?
Yeah, nothing worked out for me today at all. I mean, I probably made 5,000 casts and had one little boil, and that was it. I was going for big fish because that's what I had in practice on that technique. I was swimming a little swim bait.
A swim bait, is that how you caught most of your fish this week?
Yes.
Anybody you want to thank? Anything you want to say while you're here to a crowd of millions on the interwebs?
No, I'm good with that.
Well, you got a pretty Ranger boat hat on.
I do. I have a nice, pretty Ranger boat at home, too.
Outstanding. Michael, thank you for fishing with us. We really appreciate you. Coming into today as a co-angler, he's out of Wilcox, Arizona. He's new to the sport. He is going to be a good one, folks. Mr. Jacob Scholl. Jacob's got a bag of fish. Jacob had 17:52 coming into the day. 17:52 coming into the day. And I think he's going to hold up a nice one here for the cameras. There we go. Nice largemouth bass out of right here in Lake Havasu. He's loading those fish up. He's going to show you one at a time. There's a smallmouth Lake Havasu bass. Another smallie. Jacob caught him today, folks. He's out of 9th place. He wants to move way up that leaderboard. Look at that. Look at the stripes on that smallmouth. Wow. Pretty fish. Oh, boy. That's a good one, Jacob. Nice fish. Nice fish. We're going to have Mr. Dobbins put those on the scale for you. Pretty good day for you, huh, bud?
Yeah, it was. First thing this morning, caught 4 by 10 o'clock, and then the bite really slowed down for me, but threw a little bit of crankbait, caught some bedfish.
I'm going to call it out. I'm going to interrupt you. I'm sorry, man. 1272. Mr. Dobbins will take care of those fish. Jacob, you've got a trend we like to see in this sport. You went from 766 on day 1 986 on day 2, and now you're catching over 12 pounds, dude.
Yeah, I fished a couple tournaments back at like Roosevelt and Apache from my own boat, so I kind of had an idea of what to do from the front. Just had to go out and find them myself. Fished a lot of areas. I practiced with Ty, just ran banks, covered water, and just looked. Used my Costa glasses, just looked for the fish up shallow. That's what really helped finding those ones on the beds.
Well, you know what this does for you? Or you know where this moves you? You're going to move right over into our Ranger hot seat, and you're going to be first in line now to win that trophy right there, buddy. How'd that look? That look pretty cool? We can't let you take it. I'll let you touch it, but I won't let you take it. That's going to be the first place co-angler trophy, and right now, that is you, my friend. You're sitting in that spot. What do you think about that?
It feels good. I was just happy to catch a limit today. Had 3 fish the first day, 4 fish the second day, and it felt good just to bring in a limit finally. And fish clean the last 2 days, didn't lose any fish. Actually had a smallmouth on the bed that I lost twice, and it came back, and I was able to catch it again to help me fill my limit.
Awesome. Well, you know what? I'm going to put you over in that seat. We'll see if it holds up, buddy. Okay. We're going to move right on up, moving up the leaderboard. Coming out of Long Beach, California, he had 1882 coming into the day. Mr. Joshua Selga. There he is. Come on up, Josh. Josh got a bag of fish there. How many in that bag, Josh? 4 in the bag. One shy for Josh. Josh is going to show you what some of these Lake Havasu bass look like. Joshua was sitting in 7th place coming into the day. Oh boy. He starts off with a big one. Look at that. Sitting in 7th place. He wants to take the hot seat away from you. Another little guy. He's a cute little fella. He's a cute little fella. Lively fish. Those Ranger live wells keep these fish lively, folks. They do not. Oh, boy. Nice smallmouth. He's got a good bag, Mr. Dobbins. We're going to shake up this leaderboard, man. We got 9th and 7th place, bringing it hard on the co-angler side. Mr. Dobbins will weigh those for you. Come on over here. How was it out there, man?
It was tough. I worked pretty hard to catch those 4, but I'm not mad about it.
Let's see what you got. 1165. Not a bad bag at all. That takes you, that's your 2nd best catch of the tournament. And when they update this for me, it's going to tell me, did that move you into 1st? Where's my leaderboard, guys? What do we got here? Huh? It's gone. I don't know what that did, Jeremy. It might have put you in 1st. I don't know. It did. It put you in 1st. You're going to take our hot seat away. Oh, no. How do you feel about that?
I feel good about it.
Sorry for the technical difficulty, folks. Thank you so much. We're going to say goodbye to you. We've got a new angler. How'd you catch your fish?
Drop shot and 1 on the crank. It was tough.
So 3 drop shotting, 1 on the crankbait?
Yep.
We're putting you in the Ranger hot seat, man.
Sounds good.
Okay. Coming up next, our 8th place angler. He is looking to unseat Joshua. He needs 12:18 to do it.
He needs 12:18 to do it. Vincent Alcantara had 9 fish coming in
today for 18:29. Vincent, how was it out there today?
You know, I had a really good time. We had a little bit of battery issues, but we worked through it, and we persevered, and we caught 2 fish after we fixed it, so it was worth fixing.
Well, let's see those fish. Let's see them. Yeah, those fish got to go. I mean, it's going to be stout. You got to go 12:18 for those fish, so I think you're going to be safe over here, Joshua. They're good ones. Gary looks over and says they're good ones, so you never know. Nice fish. They are good ones, folks. 1 of each kind. You got 1 largie, 1 smallie. There we go. Another nice one. Another nice fish. Vincent. Solid bag for Vincent. Let's see what you got, buddy. You know, like we said, Vincent needs 12-18 to be our new leader on the coast side. We're going to weigh these fish up. He's close but not there. 10-27, Vincent, 10-27. You needed 2 more fish, Vincent. How many did you, how'd you catch these fish?
Well, I'll tell you what, I caught all 3 of them on a jig. I caught the 2 larger ones after we fixed the battery issue. And I want to thank Paul Hodges. He's probably out in the parking lot still. That guy was, you know, it takes a lot to lend somebody your boat and sit there all day long. It's a lot of sacrifice. There's a lot of good guys like Paul Hodges here. I want to thank all of you who did contribute and help out the co-anglers today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vincent. We appreciate you fishing with us, and we know we'll see you at the next one. All right. Joshua Selga's still sitting over here. How you feeling, Joshua? You liking it?
I'm loving it.
You know, here's the deal. The longer you sit there, the smaller the number is for somebody to be able to unseat you. You had a great day. This next guy, he's coming up. He was sitting in 6th today. He took 3rd at Lake Mojave on the coast side. He's from Avondale, Arizona. He needs 1093 to unseat you, and that's Jesse Parks. Come on up here, Jesse. Oh, Jesse's got a bag of fish. Let's go ahead and get right to showing those fish to the crowd and putting them in the other bag, Jesse. Jesse needs 1093. Nice bass, Jesse. Jesse, you're having a good year, aren't you? 3rd place, 6th place coming into today. Bag of fish. Oh, a little quick with that one, folks. He didn't want you to see the small one. 3 fish. That's 3, right? 4 fish. 1 more. 1 more. Jesse's got a limit. Jesse's got a limit. It must be big, folks. It must be giant. It's big. It's a solid fish. It's a solid fish. He was playing with me. All right, Mr. Dobbins, we're going to have you weigh those fish up. We're going to get the weight on them, and then I'm going to ask Jesse how his day was. Remember, he needed 1093. Oh, it's only a 1063. Jesse! 3/10, man.
Yeah, I mean, when I started, I didn't have any confidence, and I caught one, and I was like, maybe I can catch another one, and I caught another one, and I was like, okay, maybe I can figure something out. Moved to a different bay, and I tried messing with some bedfish today, and I was like, I just need to go fishing, and I went fishing, and in one bay I caught 3 or 4 fish, and I kind of put me on a pattern, and I just went through it. I ended up catching 6 fish. I called once, which I haven't done all weekend, so kind of figured them out. But
how'd you catch your fish this weekend?
Predominantly on a chatterbait, drop shot, and today was a Senko.
Very nice. Well, a little calmer weather. That makes sense. Don't leave yet. I got one more question for you. Consistently at the top of our co-angler field. Awesome season for you so far. This format we got, where we're taking the coes from the back of the boat and putting them up front on the championship Sunday. How you feeling about that?
I think it's a great opportunity for anybody fishing as a co-angler. Definitely no other tournament that does that. It just hurt me a little bit at Mojave because I've never been there. So when they gave me the boat, I was, you know.
Yeah, it hurts you. You only took 3rd. I mean, you know.
Yeah, you know, I mean, if I had one more fish, I probably would have won, but it is what it is. I knew I had a chance here, but fell a little bit short. But I'm happy still with my finish and everything like that.
Well, thank you, Jesse. I think we're going to see you on the front of the boat sooner than later, man. Good tournament. Appreciate having you here. Okay, coming up next, Mr. Michael Goodyear. Michael calls Mesa, Arizona home. He was 5th place coming into today. He needs 1025 to take the lead in this event. He's looking for 1025. Michael's going to show you his fish right now. Show him off for the crowd, Michael. Nice bass. Starting off with a nice one. Oh, we're going to finish with a nice one. Oh, you're not nervous. I was just about to ask you, are you feeling nervous, Joshua?
Not really.
No, he's not. He's not feeling nervous. Let's weigh that fish. 267 for that fish. 267. Nice solid fish. Tougher day for you, huh?
Very tough. Decided to swing for the fence. Went with a jig. Stuck with it all day. 1 bite, 1 fish.
Now, yesterday we talked about moving to the front of the boat, Michael, and you said, well, I don't mind fishing behind the pro.
Not at all. I didn't mind yesterday. Had 11 and a half yesterday, so not bad at all.
Did you not like stepping to the front of the boat?
Don't mind it at all. It was a fun time. We had a great time. I want to thank my my pro over there, Tom, for going out with me today, loaning me his boat. We had a great day, and just weren't there. So
appreciate you fishing with us, Michael. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. All right, guys, we're getting to the nitty-gritty here on the co side. We got 4 co-anglers left to weigh. We still have Joshua Selga over here sitting in our championship chair. You might take home that trophy, dude. The numbers keep getting smaller over here, though. That's the problem. Our next angler comes to us from Kingman, Arizona. He was in 4th place coming into today with 2079. Jim Herrero. Jim Herrero, our Northern Arizona University lumberjack, college fisherman. Jim needs 968. 968 to do it today. He's got a good one to start with. That's the first one. Oh! What are you doing to me, Jim? Oh, man, I don't think that's going to do it. I don't think that's a 9-pounder, but let's see. That fish goes 266. 266 for that lone fish. Jim, you've had a great week here with us. Tell me about it, man.
Yeah, this is my first co-angler tournament. I haven't fished really any big tournaments before, so I'm pretty happy to make day 3. Had a good time fishing from the front. Really unfamiliar with this section of the lake. Would have loved to maybe fish a little bit more familiar water, but that's what we got dealt. Had 4 bites today, caught 2. 1 was 1/4 inch short. 2 just came off, but threw everything I had in the boat. Could have used more than 6 rods today because I tied probably 20 different baits on just trying to figure them out. But had a great time. Was able to put a limit together yesterday at the end of the day to make it to today, and looking forward to maybe fishing another one and hoping make a top 10 again and move my way up the leaderboard a little bit.
Well, Jim, we hope to see you at Clear Lake or the Delta or both, man. Thank you so much. We appreciate you coming out. All right, Joshua. 3 left, and not to make it confusing, the next guy's named Joshua too. We got coming to us out of Payson, Arizona, Joshua Reed. Joshua Reed is only 17 years old. Look at that. First bass here. First bass here. Joshua, 17 years old. He had 21.35 coming into today. He needs 9.12 today. That's his second fish. That's a solid fish. He's got 5 like that. He's going to do it. Getting bigger. Getting bigger. Oh, boy. Are you getting nervous, Josh?
He's got it.
Oh, Josh. Josh says he's got it. That's it? How many in that bag? I lost track. 3 fish. They're 3 good fish, though. Let's see how they go, man. Do you think you got it?
It'll be close.
It'll be close, huh? You need 9.12. He needs 9.12. Oh, he's got it! 9.37. Joshua Reed is going to be the new man in our hot seat. Josh Selga, thank you so much for coming up here. We appreciate having you. We look forward to seeing you at the next one. Josh Reed, we just go Josh for Josh, man. There's no more Joshes here, so I think you're going to feel safe over there. How'd you catch your fish, Josh?
You know, I stayed on a consistent bite for 3 days, throwing deep diving crankbaits, stuck one on a bed, and my bite finally died off. You know, that's how fishing goes.
Deep diving crankbait. Anybody you want to thank for this weekend out here today?
You know, I want to thank Costa, Dobbins, Kitech, and Hunter Hovland Custom Baits. And, of course, my dad. I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for him.
17 years old, and you're going to be sitting in our hot seat to win this. Are you a little nervous?
Oh, I know there's a bigger bag than I got, but it was a bless.
Well, we don't know that for sure. Why don't you go sit over there? Don't tell me that. Good job, Joshua. All right, 2 guys left, folks. We are down to Corona, California. He had 22.72 coming into today. Michael Lillibridge. Michael, you had 22.72. You need 8 pounds even. 8 pounds even. You want to show these people your beautiful fish? Yeah. Let's do it. Nice smallie. Nice, a little quick on the trigger there, but that's a beautiful smallmouth. All right. All right. He needs 8 pounds even. Got 1 nice smallie in the bag. Let's see number 2. Feisty flopping around fish. It's them Ranger live wells. Oh, that's a big smallmouth. Nice fish. Nice fish, Michael. Uh-oh. Oh, he looked at me like, I got another one. I got another one. Another nice fish coming. These spotted smallies are gorgeous, man. I want to move to the desert and fish these lakes the rest of my life. Another one. He only needed 8 pounds, folks. It could be that Joshua Reed is not long for our hot seat. He's digging in. Another good one. Another good one. Michael, you've got a nice bag of fish as a co-angler. Michael had quite the tournament. 561 on day 2, 1711 on day 3. He needs 8 pounds right now, and he's going to have, oh yeah, 1631. New leader on the co-angler side, Michael Lillibridge. Thank you so much, Joshua. We appreciate your time here. We're going to have to ask you to move aside. And Michael, are you pumped? Dude, I can see it.
If you're not pumped up, you're dead right now, because this is awesome. This is a great event, and I got to shout out to Mike Pua right now. That's my partner on the trail at home that we fish, and he's the one that kept begging me to come out here. I'm like, I don't want to go as a co-angler, and you know what? Look where I'm at right now. I'm not going to finish first today, most likely. The guy behind me just got a beautiful bag, but it's okay. I had a blast out here. I met pros. I got new friends now. And Brad Smith for letting me use his boat today. I want to say thank you very much. I want to give thanks to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. My mom at home, Mary, Maria, and all my family members out there. My friends at work from CIM. Woohoo, baby! This is, woo, love this. This is great. I'm pumped up right now. Just pumped up.
I cannot thank you enough for that, dude. I'm awesome. I'm just going to step aside when we got guys like you coming up. You're going to the hot seat. You're in the lead. The next guy, Nick the Stick Welton's coming up next. He's got to have 16:06 to unseat you. That's going to be a stout chore for him. We'll see, Michael. I'm going to ask you to sit over here and keep that pumpage going, man. Pumpage. Hey, Brad Smith, shout out to you, brother. 2 tournaments in a row, Brad Smith volunteers his boat. That's the pro we love right there. Nick the Stick Welton coming up next. Nick was leading this tournament coming into today. He needs 16:06. He's out of Galt, California. He's coming to the scales. Without further ado, Nick the Stick Welton. First fish. Good fish. That's not the kind of fish that's going to do it, though, folks. I don't know if I've been misled up here or not. Nick the Stick's going to pull out his second fish. He's looking for 16:06. Another beautiful smallmouth. Another beautiful smallmouth. Nick the Stick with 2 in the bag. He's coming up next, reaching for a third fish. Well, if he has 5, this could get interesting. Another nice smallie. Another nice smallie for Nick Welton. Nick had 6 pounds on day 1, 16:55 on day 2. Another nice fish. Largemouth coming to the game. He found the largies too, didn't he, Mr. Dobbins? Another nice fish. Nice fish. That's 5. 5 in the bag, and these are some nice fish. I'm going to ask, before you put those on the scale, I'm going to ask Michael to come stand up here next to me. We got Michael, we got Nick. This is for the Co-Angler Championship, a minimum of $3,000 payout to the winner of this tournament. Nick's bag has to go 16:06 to do it. Let's see, Mr. Dobbins. Needs to be 16:06. It is 13:74. 13:74. That makes Michael Lillibridge our champion. Michael, you are our co-angling champion. Wow. Nicely done, Michael.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Everything that you guys done. You guys are a class act. You run it professional. And yes, I will be coming out again, Michael Pua, hopefully down the road as a pro. But right now, I'm just going to go as a co-angler and had a blast. You guys are awesome. My friends over there, we kind of fish side by side a little bit. We all have the same spots. We all come out here together. I would say, Josh, dude, your first tournament, man, and you're an ocean fisherman. You came out here and smashed it, son. You did great. Good job, Josh. We'll see you out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you so much. You're going to make a great co-champion for us. We appreciate it. We're going to see you in a little bit when we hand out the checks and the contingencies, obviously. So don't go anywhere. None of our anglers can go anywhere. We're going to take one quick break. Don't anybody go anywhere. We're up to like 700 people out here. This is insane. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have our pros in just a moment.
You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine Products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine Products, because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake. You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine Products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine Products, because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
Structure Scan 3D is the future of fishing. We can show you how to find fish faster and catch fish in a way you've never experienced. Let's get them.
Launching a Ranger aluminum boat that's cut full of holes may sound a little crazy, but with so much closed-cell foam inside, it's easy to see the added safety and stability. It's a huge confidence booster, especially with so much quality inside, along with Evernew E-Tech's unrivaled performance and 300 hours with no dealer scheduled maintenance. Ranger aluminum is built to excel and priced to be yours.
Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since.
You know,
it's because
I've
you've
never
taken
really
care
had an
of
office
her,
job.
pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil
Morning, Skate.
Marine
Morning,
Products
Edwin.
to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine Products, because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
Is there a place where the underwater images are the clearest you've ever seen? We're seeing every fish, we're seeing every detail of structure, and where every bottom contour was visible, where whatever you wanted to see below the surface was real. Do you want to go? Structure Scan 3D is the future of fishing. We can show you how to find fish faster and catch fish in a way you've never experienced. Let's get them.
You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine Products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine Products, because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
Launching a Ranger aluminum boat that's cut full of holes may sound a little crazy, but with so much closed-cell foam inside, it's easy to see the added safety and stability. It's a huge confidence booster, especially with so much quality inside, along with Evernew E-Tech's unrivaled performance and 300 hours with no dealer scheduled maintenance. Ranger aluminum is built to excel and priced to be yours.
Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
Structure Scan 3D is the future of fishing. We can show you how to find fish faster and catch fish in a way you've never experienced. Let's get them.
Welcome back to Wild West Bass Live. You guys have just watched us weigh in our co-anglers. It was an exciting finish. It came down to the final two, first and second coming into the day. We're going to get to what you've been waiting for now, though. We're going to weigh our pro anglers. They've been over here patiently. We have the gentleman who is currently leading this tournament. He's from Lake Havasu, Arizona. He had 39.22 coming into the day and a 5 3/4 pound lead, Mr. Mark Williams. Big tournament, Mark. You caught a lot of fish, man. You got them today?
I guess we'll wait around and we'll find out. But fishing was tough for me today. There's some guys that caught them, though. I seen them in the thing, but it was a tough day for me.
We watched you fish. We talked about it on the pregame show, so we know it wasn't like the other days. I mean, you weighed in 20 pounds set one day and 19 the next. We know that it's going to be stretching you to get that same level today.
Yeah, definitely. The first 2 days, I caught both limits in the first hour. The morning was key for me. Today, I never got a bite doing the same thing for the first 3 hours. So.
And that same thing was?
Throwing a 6XD.
I love the information, man. We appreciate it. We're going to sit you back down in the Ranger hot seat, and you are angling for a minimum of a $12,000 check. It could be as much as $22,000 with the right contingencies. I don't think you have all those contingencies. This is what you're fishing for, buddy. This is what they're taking home along with that nice check. We're going to be giving out a total of $97,000 here after this weigh-in. Is it time, Mr. Dobbins? It's time. It's time. Mr. Dobbins says it's time. Let's get right to our 10th place angler. He comes from Boise, Idaho. He's been fishing pro-ams out in the West for many years. He had 29.66 coming into the day. Mr. Russ Barger. How was it out there, Russ?
I struggled all day. I had a tough day.
Tough day, huh? Tough day. We talked about those wily veterans from Idaho as we did our pregame show today. Mr. Dobbins is checking your fish. They're ready. Let's show them off to the crowd. Russ Barger comes from Boise, Idaho, and there's a small one there, small keeper. Gary was talking about how those Boise fishermen are tough. Second nice fish for Russ. Third nice fish for Russ. Tough day, Russ. Those aren't the big ones you've had this tournament so far. They shrunk on you a little bit. Add water and they shrink. That's not what we want to see. Looks like you got a limit, though, huh? There's the kind. That's the kind you're looking for. All right, Russ had 29.66 coming into the day. He needs 9.56 to kick you right off of that hot seat early in the proceedings. If only you didn't have any more to weigh. Let's check it out, Russ. Do we have 9.56? No, we're close, folks. We're close. We've got 8.66. 8.66 puts you 9/10 of a pound out of it right now. Tough day, huh?
It was real tough. In fact, the camera guy was on me in the last half hour, and he asked me where I was going to go, and I said, I'm going to run over here to a little hump. And I pulled up there, and there was a wake boat going across it and 2 jet skis chasing him. And I thought, oh, what the heck? And I threw a tube out there and caught my biggest fish.
Well, there you go. You needed to follow the wake boats and the jet skis. Russ, thank you so much for fishing with us. We appreciate you guys that drive from the Pacific Northwest, man. That's a long way to come. You're safe. Sweated one out. All right. The next angler to come to our scales was sitting in 9th place coming into the day. He had 29.68. He comes out of Phoenix, Arizona. Mr. Daniel Elias. Come on up, Daniel. Daniel, you need 9.54 to unseat Mark Williams in our hot seat. Let's see what you got. That's a good one. Boy, you got a few of those in there. It's gonna be a short sit for you up here, friend. Another good one. Woo! Nice, Daniel. Looking for a third good one from Daniel Elias. Oh, boy, he's got them. Clones, man. You've got some solid fish going on, Daniel. And they're still... Oh, and two... that's a stud limit, Daniel. Nice limit of fish. Nice limit of fish. Daniel only needs 954 to take the Ranger hot seat. I'm thinking your time up here is short, and then, well, you get to weigh more fish. You got an advantage, don't you? Daniel, I think you got it. Let's see what Mr. Dobbins tells us here. They're on the scale. He needed 954. He crushed that. 1638. Daniel Elias is our new leader for this tournament. Mark Williams, thank you so much for coming up here with us. We're going to let you weigh a bag of fish, so you might be back. Dude, great tournament. Great day. Is that your best day of the tournament? I think it is.
That was the best day so far. You know, today was a day of overcoming obstacles. I woke up this morning, and I had a dead battery in my boat. I knew I couldn't fish with a dead battery, so I saw a boat sitting right next to mine. It was the middle of the night, so I decided, you know what, I might confiscate a battery from that guy. Luckily, that was my buddy Christian, and I knew he wouldn't mind, so I took his battery out of his boat and put it in mine.
Thank you, Christian.
Thank you. Then I went looking for bedfish today. I've kind of had a mixed bag the last couple days, bed fishing, then trying to upgrade later. I didn't catch a single bedfish, and I love sight fishing. So about halfway through the day, I kind of punted, and I went up the river, and I just went flipping, and slowly upgraded through the day. But the big key for me was I started flipping a drop shot. You know, it kind of went Cal Delta style. It's a tough bite. Those fish have been pressured the last couple days, and I wanted to just slow down and finesse them. So I went down to 15-pound trilene and a 2/0 rebarb hook and managed to put some nice ones in the boat. So I'm happy with the bag for sure.
Dude, I like hearing a guy from Phoenix, Arizona dropping some Cal Delta on us. That's pretty cool. We like that. I know Robert Lee liked hearing that over there. You got a nice hefty bag. You got a nice hefty lead. You're going to sit in our Ranger hot seat for a bit, Daniel. We'll see you over there. Thank you, buddy. Our next angler hails out of the great state of California. He calls Orinda home. He had 29.81 coming into the day. He was our Northern California Angler of the Year last year. His worst finish in a Pro-Am tournament last year was 8th place. He ran away with our championship. Go figure, he's sitting in 8th again today. He needs 16.25 to take the lead. He is Jason Cordiali. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great.
Let's check out your fish. Jason Cordiali needing 16.25 to get into our Ranger hot seat today. That's a good start on the deal. That is a good start on the deal. Another nice fish. There's two. Jason Cordiali reaching into the bag. He's pulling out a third one. Beautiful spotted smallie bars on him. Love that. Uh-oh. Feisty. Jason's got a limit of fish, folks. He come to play today. He got a nice bag. Gary's over there nodding. Yep, Jason's got a nice bag. Jason, you've got a nice bag. Jason needs 16.25 to take you out of that seat. How you feeling right now?
Nervous, but I'm going to enjoy this time here while it lasts.
Well, we'll slow it down, Mr. Dobbins. Just slow it down. Jason, you had a great day. Let's see how great. You need 16.25. That bag of fish is great, but it's only 15.46, Jason. So close. So close. Yesterday, you told me, Craig, I found them. I see them. They're in trouble.
Oh, I didn't see him. I didn't find them, but I just found a bank I knew no one looked at yet because the wind blew on it for 3 days hard. So it was muddy, but you could still see the beds. These smallies make big, big beds. And even if you don't see them, you flip on them, they're really easy to catch. So, I mean, they eat right away. So I ended up catching 3 smallies, and actually what saved my day was actually the frog. I caught some frogfish at the end of the day.
You went Cal Delta fishing too a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, it got nice, calm, and it got hot today, so they went underneath those dead lilies that were tulies that were floating.
Jason, you're an Angler of the Year. In our short history, you've been one of the best anglers we had. Ranger Boats, Dobbins Rod, Lucas Oil. We love you fishing with us, man. Who else you need to thank for this week out here?
Just my family. We own a dog kennel, so that I know they're busy at spring break. We got over 75 dogs there right now, so they're hustling.
Jason, thank you so much. We appreciate you fishing with us. We're going to see you next time at Clear Lake.
Yep, of course.
All right, Clear Lake, then the Delta, buddy. All right. Well, you survived it, Daniel. You're still here. He had a nice bag, and you're still here, man, rocking it. That's what a good bag will do for a brother. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's get right to it. We do a pregame show. We do a live show before the deal. We talked about some solid anglers coming up. We've got one of them next. Wait, are they out of order? They're out of order on me. We're supposed to go. Oh, Pat Whitaker's coming up next. Thank you. I'm looking at these guys. Patrick Whitaker out of Gilbert, Arizona, 7th place. He had 30.06 coming in today. I'm sorry about that, Pat. I didn't see you back there. Patrick Whitaker, 30.06. Patrick, you need 16 pounds even to do it today. Let's see what fish you got in the bag. First fish, a small largemouth. Second fish coming up, another largie. We got a third fish coming. He's coming on up. Smallmouth, nice fish. It looks like he's got a limit, folks. He's going to make it a game. 30.06 coming into the day. He needs 16 pounds. Another nice couple of fish, Patrick. Very nice, Patrick, for your Gilbert, Arizona Pro, Ranger Boat Pro. Patrick, a great week out here for you. Let's see what this bag weighs.
It's not enough today.
It's not enough today, huh? Tough day, tough day. 12 pounds even. He needed 16 even. You're right. It's not enough, Patrick. You had a great week. A great week.
I can't complain at all. I'd love to thank Aspen Technologies. They make it happen for me. They afford me to go anywhere and fish anytime. So go to aspentechaz.com for all your technology needs. Other than that, I really focused on largemouth the entire tournament. I caught that smallie, but it was kind of a fluke. And it didn't go the way I thought it was going to go today, but that's fishing, right? So Havasu this time of year, you can't beat it. I wish I had another day just to go fishing. It's that much fun. So I appreciate everybody doing what they do here to make this happen.
Thank you, Patrick. We appreciate you. We appreciate you fishing with us. Thank you much, sir. All right. He took 5th place in our last tournament at Lake Mojave. He was in the top 5, if I remember correctly, in our championship at Lake Mead. He's always up our leaderboard, especially down here on these desert lakes. He's from Glendale, Arizona, Mr. Ty Owl. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. So just excited to see what I got.
Let's go see him. We heard about you today. We know you got them, so let's go see those fish. They ain't that great, Gary says. Gary's messing with them already. We know Ty caught him. We know Ty caught him early. We know Ty was culling early. 1 in the bag. Another smallie in the bag. Ty had 30.38 coming into today. He needs 15.68 to unseat our current leader, Daniel Elias. We got 2 Arizona anglers here fighting for it. Another nice one, Ty. Look at that. Nice largemouth. Ooh, they are feisty. Fighting, Ty. They're going to beat you up. Nice smallie. Nice smallie, Ty. Let Gary do it. There you go. Gary's going to weigh those fish up. You need 15.68 to do it. To unseat Daniel. Let's see what you got. Not quite there, Ty. A good bag of fish, but they're going to go 14. Gary. Well, now they. Oh. Yeah, Gary liked that better. Really close to 14, folks. They don't want to be weighed. They are very alive in that Ranger Live well. 14.08. 14.08, Ty. You missed it by, gosh, just 1.5 pounds, man. Makes it tough.
You know what? I'm just happy to be in the top 10 here. Again, if you guys know my history here, I mean, I've really struggled, and to make the top 10 was the ultimate goal for me. So I'm really happy just to be here. I thought fishing was pretty tough today. I just fished the conditions. I actually ran out of water after the first few hours of the first day. I went junk fishing. When it was calm, I went sight fishing. When the wind blew, I threw reaction. The first day I caught him on a crankbait. The last 2 hours I called 4 times for the bag that I have now. The first day. The second day, when it got calm, my reaction bite wasn't going, so I threw a Gary Yamamoto Senko. That was my savior. 2 on a fat fly, did it Mojave style, same way I did it, caught them at Mojave, basically on secondary points, and then again a few on beds.
Few on beds. Ty, you went through it all. I got nothing left to ask you other than anybody you want to thank for this event.
You know what? First and foremost, I'd like to thank Gary. You know, I've been a part of the Wild West since the beginning, and I tell you what, it's been an awesome experience. I know they're doing a lot for the West Coast anglers. It gives me the platform to go up here to promote for my sponsors and, you know, fish. And again, that's why I got the boat. I'm all in on this deal. Besides that, I want to thank General Tire, Lucas Oil, Costa, Gary Yamamoto, A&M Graphics, Evan Rude, and, you know, my family watching at home. My fiance, Alicia, she's at home. She's watching right now. Thank you. I love you. Can't wait to see you and the kids and, you know, everybody who just came out and support us.
Thank you, Ty. We appreciate you fishing with us, man. We'll see you at Clear Lake.
Yep.
We'll see you at Clear Lake. Ty Al. So we still got over here our leader, Daniel Elias. We got 5 pros left to weigh. Coming up next, an excellent fisherman out of Angels Camp, California. He had 30.81 coming into today. He needs 15.25 to take our lead. He is a man of many bass and few words. Mr. Robert Lee is going to show you his fish. First keeper in the bag for Robert. Again, folks, he's looking for 15.25. He's out of Angels Camp, California. Nice fish. Robert won 4 consecutive Bassmaster tournaments on the Delta. He is an absolutely great fisherman. 3 in the bag. Robert, all largemouth again for you, huh? Yeah, of course. He doesn't know where they catch the brown ones, man. Robert is a largemouth specialist. Another nice fish. Oh, boy. They keep getting bigger, folks. Nice bag of fish, Robert. Mr. Dobbins is going to weigh those fish up for you. Robert, you need 15.25 to do it. Gary's going to set them on the scale, and then I'm going to talk to you a little bit. You don't have to worry. We'll get those fish into the water real quick. Setting them on the scale. Folks, he didn't do it. He needed 15.25. He's got 14.77. You're safe, my friend. A good tournament, Robert. How'd you catch your fish this week?
Well, the first 2 days, I went up the river the first day, and I flipped and chatterbait. I was flipping a brush hog and a Reaction Innovations pocket rocket. And in the morning, I threw a chatterbait. And the next day, I went down to the other river, the Billy Williams, and tore that place apart with flipping and chatterbaits. And I knew where I was going, I wasn't going to duplicate it day to day. So I didn't do that today. I decided to throw swim baits up here in the morning. I went right around the corner here. I caught one about 2.5 on a swim bait and rolled a real big one. I mean, I had it and I felt it surging. I don't know how big, but it wasn't a 2.5 pounder, and it just pulled off. I mean, there's nothing you can do. It ate it funny. And I wasn't catching them. So I zoomed upriver, started flipping chatterbait, caught a few. I wasn't doing that good, so I did the same thing one of the other guys did. I put a little drop shot on, 15-pound test, and with a pocket rocket. It's like a Senko, only it's got a slow, wavy action. And I just wiggle it in them holes and thump. I filled my limit that way, and I caught probably 9 fish by noon. And then I came back down here and threw a swim bait for 3 hours and never got a bite. So, I kind of I knew it wasn't the right conditions, but I was just looking for one bite to get rid of one of those little fish. And it didn't work out, but I haven't won in a while, so I figure, might as well swing for the fences in the afternoon. You never know. I've caught swim bait fish when it was like this. Not a lot, but one is all it takes.
Well, with 4 anglers left to weigh, Robert, you're sitting in second place, so we're sending you home with a big check for that long drive to Angels Camp, man. Thank you so much. We'll see you in a little bit, buddy. Thank you, Robert. Okay, guys, we're down to 4 pros left to weigh. Are you getting nervous yet over there, Man of Steel?
I'm not nervous. I'm excited, man. I'm happy to still be sitting here. Sitting here one more spot. I'll be pretty thankful.
Daniel, that's a great attitude, dude. I like it. Are you coming to Clear Lake in the Delta? He's going to try. He's going to try. Good. We want to see you up there. All right. 4 left, guys. We're getting down to some really, really great fishermen here. Guys we know had good bags, too. This gentleman calls Apple Valley, California home. He had 31.27 coming into the day. He was sitting in 4th place. Jason Akins. Jason Akins. He needs 14.79 to kick you off of that seat. 14.79. I'm going to tell you, I know it's going to be close. We were watching him fish today. He has a good limit of fish. Let's see him. There's the first one, Jason. Very nice. Look at that beautiful jersey he's got on. That's what we call a compliant angler. 2 in the bag. 2 in the bag. Nice smallie for Jason Akins. Jason had 17.29 and then 13.98 these 2 days, the first 2 days of this tournament. Third fish in the bag. He's got a nice limit, folks. These are some nice fish. I'm starting to feel like your time up here might be limited really quickly. Fourth fish in the bag. We watched Jason fish yesterday and today. What a great fisherman you have here, folks. Great fisherman. Nice fish, Jason. Nice fish. Oh, let's weigh him up. This is exciting. I think we're going to see a little movement here. I could be wrong. 14.79 is what you need. You feeling it? You feeling a little nervous?
It's going to be super close, I'll tell you that.
I think it is too. 14.79 is what he needs, and he did it. 15.39. Your new leader, Jason Akins. Well done, Jason. How'd you catch those fish this week?
You know what? I fish real slow. It's just my style of fishing. Today I went out and set on my main spot, and my second cast, I caught that one's probably 4.5 pounds. I had a limit by 8 o'clock, so I was feeling good. I could fish the rest of the day, nerves were calm, and everything from there was upgrades. Just kind of bounced around to a few spots, and then the wind laid down. I went in the channel and found a couple bedfish. I didn't see another boat in there, and luckily it worked out.
Did you catch that? We were watching him work a bedfish just before we got in here. Did you catch that bedfish?
I did not. I found it with about 20 or 30 minutes left to go, and it would have put me up there, but...
You know, you're our new leader. Had you caught that bedfish, you'd have a bigger cushion. But with 3 guys left to weigh, you're going to be sitting in the Ranger hot seat, leading the event. The next guy would need 14.5 pounds to unseat you. How you feeling?
The 2 guys behind me, nothing but respect for both of them. They're great fishermen out here. They catch them every time. But I won this as a co-angler last year, and for me to come out here and fish it as a pro and make a top 10, I've already exceeded my expectations. So. I'm happy. I'm happy.
Dude, we love that. We love to see these co's come from the back of the boat, take the experience, learn, come to the front of the boat, and look what he did. Rookie year, first time in. You're in the top 10. Dude, you're leading.
Yeah, like I say, I'm excited. I want to say hi to the family at home. Wife Aubrey, Caden, Jake, mom and dad, Justin, everybody. They're all watching. So for those of you guys watching, if you haven't fished this stuff, come out and fish it. Wild West. Amazing tournament. Nothing but professionals here.
Well, Jason, we're going to let you take that seat. We're going to say goodbye to Daniel Elias. Thank you much, Daniel. We appreciate it. You got it, man. There are only 3 guys left. Now, they are some stout anglers. There's no doubt about it. But that's your seat for now. This is the trophy you're looking to take home. Coming to the stage out of Oakdale, California. He had 32.17 coming into today. He took 6th place at Lake Mojave. He's always at the top of our leaderboard, Mr. Randy Pearson. Randy, you heard me. You know that you need 14.49 to do it. I'm not going to let you talk. I'm going to make you do it. Small keeper for Randy. Starting up. He's starting with the small one, folks. He's trying to buffalo y'all. Next fish coming for Randy. Big smile on his face. 2 in the bag for Randy. Look at that Dobbins rod. Ranger boat. Lucas Oil Pro. Evan Rude. We love you, Randy. The cute fish. That's an ugly fish, I have to say. I'm sorry, Lake Havasu. Almost all of them are gorgeous. That one's not. That's an odd-shaped bass. Here we go, another one. Randy, this is not the kind of limits you've been bringing in this week, my friend. We got some big ones he's holding back. I know him. That's the way he rolls. Ranger Livewell keeping those fish lively, man. They are kicking and screaming over there. They don't want any part of this weigh-in. Wow, man, Randy. There you go. Look at that smallmouth. You got him now. Bear claw. Come on over here, buddy. We're going to let Mr. Dobbins weigh these fish up. You've had a great tournament. You're a great angler everywhere we go. We love you. All right. 14.49 is what you need, buddy. 14.49. That limit's not going to do it. It's going to go 9:01. 9:01, Randy. Tough day, huh?
Yeah, it was a tough day. I told quite a few people last night I really wasn't sure what I was going to do today. Yesterday was a struggle, and today was even worse. I changed some things in the morning. I needed the win. The first day, First day I was doing my damage with a jig, and I was catching them when it was windy. And when the wind died, I did not catch a jig fish yesterday or today. Today I never had a bite, so it kind of died on me. And today, when I was out there, when I caught my 5th fish, I was rolling to a cove, and I came over 2 bedfish, and they were both probably 4 to 5 pounders. And that's the mistake I made. It was just up here. It was out in the wind and the boat traffic, and the area got muddy. I spent probably an hour and a half on them, and I figured if I could catch one of them, things would change.
And they didn't quite change for you.
No, I'm even with as bad as that limit is, I'm real happy with the way things went. Nothing to change. I wouldn't make any different decisions. Everything worked out.
I think I know what it is, Mr. Dobbins. I think I know what it is. He had great bags on days 1 and 2. He had a co-angler in his boat. Today he went out alone, and it didn't work out. Well, you needed somebody in the back of your boat to push you, right?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I had the camera guy and today with me for probably 3 or 4 hours, and 10 o'clock I hadn't had a bite, and finally I got my first bite at 10, and just kind of struggled. But before we get done, I want to thank Dobbins Rods, Ranger Boats, my parents, and then I also really want to thank my wife. When I came here, my daughter was pretty sick. She's been sick for probably the last week and a half, 2 weeks. And so I wasn't sure what was happening, if I was coming down or not. But, you know, my daughter told me to go, and my wife told me to go. And I got to thank her because she took care of her and everything. And for the news, she is doing really well right now, so everything's good.
That's good to hear. Thank you, Randy. We appreciate you. We'll see you at Clear Lake and the Delta.
Thank you.
Thank you, bud. Jason, you're still here, man. There's only 2 left.
I'm stoked with the top 3. I was amazed to make top 10 cut. So 3rd, hey, I love it.
Cool, man. I love it. I love the attitude in his first season at the pro side of the boat. We got 2 left, folks. For what it's worth, Gary Dobbins and I were out on the water all day. We were getting intel from all of our cameramen. We were watching guys fish. We knew it was going to come down to these 3 based upon the information we had coming into this weigh-in. And we're there. We're down to 3 anglers. We got Mark Williams, our current leader. We got Justin Kerr, who's currently in 2nd place. And we got Jason Akins over here, who's currently leading this tournament with these other 2 gentlemen yet to weigh in. So without further ado, he was 2nd place coming into the day. He calls Lake Havasu City, Arizona home. He had 33.51 coming into the day. He took 2nd at Lake Mojave. Your pro angler right here, Mr. Justin Kerr. Justin's got a limit of fish, folks. We're going to have him show you those fish now. We got drone footage of Justin. We got on-boat footage of Justin. We saw Justin miss fish. We saw him boat fish. There's the first one. It was a big day for Justin. Catching a lot of fish out there today. There's fish number 2. Justin weighed in 1590 and then 1761 in this tournament so far. There's fish number 3 for Justin. He is a Ranger Boat Pro. He is a consummate professional. He catches them everywhere we go. Whoa, Justin. Things just got serious, buddy. I'm starting to believe. He needs 13-15 to take the lead. He needs 13-15 to take the lead. That was a big fish. He's reaching in. He's got another big fish, Justin. You getting a little nervous, Jason? Yeah, a little nervous for Jason. Justin, we're going to weigh up those fish. I'm going to have you talk about it a little bit. You need 13-15. Let's see if he's got it. He needs 13-15. He's got it, folks. Your new leader at 15.98, Justin Kerr. Justin, how did you do that?
Yeah, you know, today was a struggle all morning, and you know, about 12 o'clock I started throwing a hair jig, and I should have been doing it all day. It was pretty wide open, so I called everything I had from 12 o'clock to 3. So thankful for that, you know. So, but you know, like I said, it's still Mark to weigh in. Mark's an awesome fisherman here. He does really, really well, and he's going to be very tough to beat. So, and like, you know, first thank Gary Dobbins and the whole staff. Gary's kept me alive the last couple of years, man. He's kept me and my family paying for us, or me getting checks, been helping pay for everything. So thanks, Gary. And you know, Ranger boats, of course, Mercury, Evergreen International, RoboWorm, Electric Sunglasses, and Anglers Marine, Yamamoto. So thank you.
Justin, we know how you caught them today. How'd you catch them this week? All the same way?
Yeah, I caught most of them earlier on a drop shot and a jig. So, and today I just went to a hair jig. So pretty much jig fishing and a little bit of worming. So it was good.
Well done, buddy. You're going to take our Ranger hot seat. Awesome. Thank you much. This is what you're looking to take home. Jason Akins, thank you so much for your time up here. You're going to be no worse than third place, Jason. We've done it, folks. We've only got one guy left to weigh. He was leading this tournament coming into today. He also calls Lake Havasu City, Arizona home. He had 39.22 leading into today. Mr. Mark Williams. Mark needs 10.27 to unseat Justin. 10.27. Mark's had 2 days of 20.17 and 19.05. We would all think it's going to be a slam dunk for Mark. Well, let's just see. Let's just see. You got 5 in there, Mark?
Yeah, I got 5.
I got 5. He doesn't sound so excited about those 5. Let's see those 5. Yeah. There he is. That's a small one. Nice fish, but smaller size keeper. Another little largemouth. He's got 5 fish, folks. He just needs 10.27 to be our champion on Lake Havasu. They're growing. That's 3 in the bag. They are growing. Reaching in there for a 4th fish. Oh, boy. He's got the fish. He's got the fish, folks. Reaching in there for a 5th fish. Mark, what? Oh, boy, Mark. You got a couple big ones. Whoa, Mark. He needs 10.27. Come on up here, Justin. Come stand next to Mark, buddy. We got Justin Kerr here, Mark Williams here. Mark's bag of fish has to go 10.27 to be our Lake Havasu champion. Mark's done it. Mark's bag of fish goes 15.80. Mark, you are our Lake Havasu champion.
This is unbelievable. I've won quite a few tournaments out here, and this one by far means more than all of them. This is unbelievable. This is awesome. I can't believe it.
Mark, you were struggling today. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for our crowd out here. We ran up on you about noon. You had 3 fish for 9 pounds. You pulled it out at the end, didn't you, buddy?
I did. You know what? I did the same thing today that I did the first 2 days. I threw a Strike King 6XD. The first 2 days, I caught a limit in the first hour. Today, I threw it for about 2 hours. I never got a bite. I abandoned that. I went through a drop shot, and I got lucky, and I just caught those 5.
Mark, that is awesome. You did a great job. You're going to be our Lake Havasu champion. Anybody you want to thank for this weekend?
First, I'd like to thank Wild West. You guys do an amazing job. I can't appreciate it enough. You guys give us the opportunity to come out here and fish these, and that's awesome. I'd also like to thank my parents. Without my mom and dad, I wouldn't be up here doing this, so I can't thank them enough.
Thank you, Mom and Dad. That's so cool. Bass Addicted, Columbia, Bassaholics. How you feeling, man? You feeling pretty good about it?
I can't believe it. I thought I blew it all day today, and
dude, this is your trophy. That's your trophy.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It hasn't hit in yet. I literally thought all day today that I had blown it, so it really hasn't hit that I actually won it. So
awesome job, Mark. Thank you so much for being our Lake Havasu champion. Thank you, the crowd here. Don't anybody go anywhere quite yet. Our anglers don't go anywhere yet. We've got to give out checks. We've got to do some verifications. I'm Craig Gottwals. I was up here with Mr. Gary Dobbins. I'm going to say goodbye for him. We have loved being here at Lake Havasu. You've been great to us. Thank you so much. We're going to see you next time when we're coming to you. I think it's 3 weeks from today. We're going to be coming to you from Clear Lake, California. We are the Wild West Bass Trail. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.